From retro to next gen, we've got it all. I'm George, a Gen X grown-up, and this is Bit by Bit. Okay, here's a sad bit of news from our friends over at TimeExtension.com. It looks like Hellscreen has been canceled, ladies and gentlemen. So Hellscreen, I found out about this a little while ago. It's a Doom-inspired retro third-person shooter game that this guy named Jamie D was developing on his own. He's had to cancel it because it's just simply not selling well at all on Steam, and he has no external funding to help him complete the project. Very, very sad. We hate to see this happening to game developers who are bringing back stuff that we love, especially in the retro gaming space, and doing something that they love. I really hate to see this. He announced this on Blue Sky on his social media platform. There's a link here that you can click and go read this article that he posted, this little note, I should say. There's also a YouTube video here. Go check it out. Maybe head over to Steam if you've got a few bucks. Give his game a try. Maybe give him some nice words of encouragement. He's hopeful that this won't dissuade anybody from supporting any of his future projects. He does announce that he is going to release some extra content that would have been cut from the future episodes he was planning on releasing, as well as some bug fixes. So he is going to still do one more little push for this game. I hope it finds some traction, but man, it's tough to be a game developer in this world. It's hard to get your creation to find an audience, but maybe you guys can help him out. I'll leave the link down in the description. Okay, here's a rare opportunity bit from our friends over at TimeExtension.com. You can now own one of the rarest consoles that was ever made. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Panasonic M2, which apparently was intended to go toe-to-toe with the original PlayStation. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I never even heard of this console, so this article was really interesting to me. So I guess they developed this as like the successor to the 3DO interactive multiplayer, which I've talked about many a time in Bit by Bit. It's always at the top of the list of most expensive and blah, blah, blah. But I guess this M2 has been out there. There were a couple of variants of it that went to market, even though the company bought its own product from Panasonic. Matsuhita bought it in 96 and then canceled it in 97. Some of the commercial products that went to market, including an arcade board and a couple of kiosk-style units. So that's really interesting. And I guess not too long ago, one of these kiosk styles sold for $1,000. But somebody named Video Game Esoterica has got an original M2 FZ21S that's available for sale. And I love here they say, this is a 5-figure kind of thing as well. So holy crap, you're going to be digging into your wallet a little bit if you want to pick this bad boy up. I guess one I saw down here somewhere, yeah, according to Neon Polygons, the same version of M2 recently sold for around $20,000, ladies and gentlemen. That is a very fine chunk of change for such a rare console. There's a little YouTube video that you should probably watch. I haven't looked at it yet, but man, $20,000 for an ultra rare console. Is that something that you would dig into your pockets for? I just don't think I can do it, but if you're interested, at least we can learn about it from this article right here. All right, if you're an Amiga fan like I am, EscapistMagazine.com has got a cool little article. WinUAE is getting an update, or has already gotten an update, depending upon when it comes out. This was published July 9th. I'm reading it a few weeks later because I've been busy with a bunch of stuff, but they're coming out with version 6, which they say has closed the gap exponentially between Amiga emulation and the original hardware, specific to inconsistencies certain games due to chipset timings. So now we have a major update to custom chipset emulation. That's really cool. So I love my WinUAE setup. I love my Amiga. I still have like 3 physical machines here at the house. But man, I'm super excited. I'm going to go watch this video real quick just so I can understand a little bit more. But if you would like to read this article or check out the video for yourself, I have the link down in the description below. But if you're an Amiga fan, this is going to be right up your alley. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's another list bit from our friends over at howtogeek.com. These are 10 forgotten games that supposedly created our favorite genres. So let's go down through this. It's not like a top 10, like a rate type of list. It's just, here's some games that you may not have realized created some of your favorite genres. So first up, number 10 slot, Maze War is the first-person shooter from 1973. Holy crap, there's a cool little YouTube video here I'll have to take a look at. Yeah, I'm thinking of Wolfenstein 3D and Doom, but I guess this was before id Software released its flagship shooters. A few decades earlier, 73, a group of high school students studying at NASA developed Maze War, also called Maze, a competitive FPS game in which players battle each other inside a grid-based maze. Battle each other? What is this, multiplayer? First of kind, Maze War introduced numerous features we've come to expect from modern FPS over the course of multiple updated iterations, added mini-maps, corner peeking, in-game yeah, this is multiplayer. Holy shit. Wow, that's very cool from 1973. Let's keep going. Power Drift Kart Racers, okay. Don't know that game, but looks pretty cool, from 1988. Rising Up. By the way, I'm not going to fact check any of these, so you guys can do that in your own time. I'm just going with this list because I'm interested to see. Rising Zon, Samurai Gunman. They say this launched character action games. Okay, like Devil May Cry. Ah, nice, okay. Blockade from 76. Snake games. Yes, I remember this. This was an arcade game, not a little handheld thing on your phone. But everybody called them Snake games after the game Snake came out later. I remember Blockade in the arcade, 1976. I remember playing it, probably I was like 7 or 8 years old in Panama City in an arcade back in the day. Wow. Okay, Japanese role-playing games, Dragon and Princess in 82 and Dungeon in 83. Let's keep going here. AX2, I can't pronounce that, Nostromo Survival. This has got to be based on the movie Alien, right? This has got to be based on Alien. Let's see. Partially inspired by the 1979 horror film Alien. Yeah, we did catch the reference in the title. That's pretty cool. So long before some of those other games like Atari's Haunted House and Sweet Home, Alone in the Dark, that's kind of the first real horror game that I remember playing. Utopia in 81 created real-time strategy games. Okay. All right. I've heard of Utopia. The Sumerian game created city builders. What? Not SimCity? 1964, acclaimed computer manufacturer IBM partnered with New York State Board of Cooperative Education. Remember, with computers could... What? One of the games was... Holy crap. That's crazy. When did that say it came out? 1964. Holy crap, that's crazy. Islands of Kesmaya for MMORPGs in 85. And the last one, Beneath Apple Manor for roguelikes in 1978. Wow. So not the game Rogue, which is where the term comes from, but Beneath Apple Manor came out before that. Wow. There's a lot of great information in this article. I've spent a lot of time going over it here in this little bit. This was not a quick one, but yeah, I'll have the link down in the description below so you can head over to howtogeek.com and read these little snippets for yourself. This is some very interesting information. I hope that it turns out to be true. That's going to do it for the news making headlines in the gaming world right now. I am George, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and I'll keep on bringing you the news bit by bit.